Hello, my little and big gnomes. It is great to see you again. I'm very happy. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Today, I have something special for you, and of course, there's a recipe at the end of the video, in the comments, and in the description. And today, I'm taking you to the Bavarian Forest. To be exact, into the world of legends of the Bavarian Forest. So come with me and listen closely. Lake Rachel, the Rachel Witch. Lake Rachel. People say cursed souls live here. They come out if you disturb them. The lake is dangerous if you try to explore its deepest secrets. Brave fishermen say they heard the lake whisper, "If you try to understand me, I will swallow you." The Rachel Witch. Now, let us talk about one special person who lived here. She's the most famous spirit here, the Rachel Witch. Countess Weglin once lived at Rammelsberg Castle, near Schönberg. She was very greedy, envious, and mean. She treated her servants badly and did not care about poor people. When she died, people wanted to move her coffin, but the horses could not pull the wagon. They pulled and pulled, but the wagon did not move at all. Suddenly, loud ravens flew down onto the coffin, and all at once it became very light, as if it were completely empty. After the burial, the castle did not find peace. At night, the restless ghost of the mean countess walked through the rooms. This scared the lord of the castle and the servants so much that they asked a priest for help. He sent Wakeling away into the Lake Rachel. After that, she was never seen in the castle again, but often up by the lake, where she is still waiting to be saved. Many people say they saw or heard her there, crying and walking across the lake in heavy iron shoes, or leaving footprints on stormy nights. Once, some young men were caught there by a bad storm at night and had to put up their tent by Lake Rachel. The wind was so loud that the noise came back from the rocks. The brave men could not sleep at all that night, but the storm stopped as quickly as it started, and it became very quiet in the mountains. The next morning, when the men packed up their tents, they found deep prints of iron shoes all around their camp. They packed their things quickly and ran down to the valley. They knew exactly who made this scary storm. The legend of Great Büchelstein. A long time ago, there was a big castle on the Büchelstein mountain. A very beautiful and very rich young lady lived inside. Many knights wanted to marry her, but she did not want to marry anyone because she was greedy. She only cared about her treasures. Every day, she opened her treasure chest and played with gold and jewels. One day, a poor mother came to the castle and asked for food and clothes for her children. But the rich lady was mean and said no. So the poor mother cursed the castle and it sank into the ground. Now, the lady can only return to life once a year, on Corpus Christi Day. Then, a small secret door opens and the lady comes out with her treasures. She plays with her gold and brushes her blonde hair with a golden comb. She can only stay for 12 seconds. Then she goes back into the mountain and the secret door closes again. If you are near the mountain at this time, you can see her and her gold. The wooden hand near Deggendorf. Long ago, the forest was very thick and dark, and the man got lost in the woods. He walked around and was very scared. It was getting dark. Finally, he made a promise. He promised to do a holy walk once a year if he could find his way out of the trees. Suddenly, an old woman came out of the bush and pointed in one direction. He followed her finger with hope and look. Before it was totally dark, the man arrived safely in Grising. He kept his promise every year, and he also put a wooden hand at the spot where the woman helped him. You can still see this wooden hand today. The Legend of Castle Weisenstein. The knight of Castle Weisenstein had to go away to war for a long time. He left his young wife alone at the castle. Before he came back, his wife had 7 baby boys. She was ashamed and told a woman to drown the babies in the nearby river. But the knight came home just in time. He stopped the woman and brought the boys to a safe monastery nearby. He did not tell his wife. Many years later, they had a big party at the castle. The knight brought the 7 boys, who were now young men. He asked his wife, "What should we do to a mother who wanted to kill sons like these?" The wife did not know they were her sons. She said, "That woman should be locked inside a stone wall alive." So the knight did exactly that and locked his wife inside the castle wall. Today, people say a white ghost still walks through the rooms waiting to be free. The Legend of the Devil's Mill. Long ago, a miller lived near the Devil's Mill. His mill was very old. The miller was poor and had almost no money. One day, the devil came and offered him a deal. He promised to build a new mill so the miller could become rich. In return, the miller had to put 1 gold coin into a boot every week. When the boot was full, the devil would take the boot and the miller's soul. The miller did it. He put a gold coin into the boot every week. But the boot never filled up, because the smart miller had picked a boot with a hole in the bottom. Every time the devil checked, the boot was still empty. When the devil saw the trick, he became very angry. He took giant rocks and threw them at the mill. Before he went back to hell, he left his footprints and elbow prints on the stones. The Legend of the Brotjackelriegel. On this high mountain, a small man with a beard called Jackel hid during a big war long ago. He never left his cave, but he always had enough bread, so he did not starve. One day, Jackel looked out of his cave to see if the enemy soldiers were gone, but they saw him. Jackel did not want to tell them where he got his bread. So they pushed him back into the cave and blocked it with a giant rock. Suddenly, there was a loud thunder and the bad soldiers were turned into stones. You can still see these stones on the mountain today. Mount Lucen and its peak. The Devil's Rocks. One story says the devil collected big rocks because he wanted to destroy a church down in the valley. He walked towards the valley with his heavy rocks. Suddenly, he heard the church bells ring from far away. The devil froze and dropped all his rocks right there. That is why Mount Lucen looks like this today. The Devil's Gold. Another story says that the devil once hid his giant gold treasure at this place. To hide the gold from people, he built thousands of stones on top of it. The Bread Thieves. A third story says the stones come from old times, when travelers carried goods. The journey was very hard, and there was no food or house in the wild nature. So, a bread table was put on Mount Lucen. Bakers brought bread there for the travelers. The travelers were supposed to put money into a small box to pay for it. But some of them were not honest. They took the bread without paying. But this bad thing was punished. The devil came and took their souls, and he turned their bodies into stones right there. There are more stories about these bread thieves on Mount Lucen. Long ago, they put a gallows on the mountain, one part on the Bavarian side, one part on the Bohemian side. This gallows was warning for thieves. If they caught a thief, he was punished right away. Today, you can find the blue pillars there, which show the borderline. Before we say goodbye, here's the recipe from my magical witch's kitchen. Please write in the comments if you liked the food. And now, we leave the magical Bavarian Forest stories. To all the little gnomes who must go to bed, sleep well, and have sweet dreams. To everyone else, I wish you a wonderful time. I hope we hear each other again for the next story. I look forward to it. Goodbye and stay enchanted.